A very good morning to yet another beautiful Friday nearing the weekend. I hope you all can hear me. Okay, so what if all days seems alike? Let us try to find minor happiness in the small things that we do. And yes, this is going to be a very happening weekend because we have today Yog Prayog, a rhythmic bliss brought to you by the Diet Counseling Committee of College of Home Science, Nirmala Niketan. So we are here to celebrate the 6th International Day of Yoga. Yog or Yog. Yoga or Yog is derived from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means union. It is the oneness of the body, mind, and soul. While we do so, let us spend time in knowing our needs and connect with our families, our near ones, and ourselves. The theme of the International Day of Yoga this year is Yoga at Home and Yoga with Family. And in view of the pandemic, this year, the International Day of Yoga will be celebrated on the digital platform like we are doing it. Yoga signifies balance, rhythm, calmness, flexibility, relaxation. Yes, you heard it right, rhythm. And with rhythm comes music. And let me tell you all that also on 21st of June, we do celebrate the World Music Day. And that is why we've coined the term Yog Prayog, a rhythmic bliss. Before we begin, I would like to mention that this session wouldn't have been possible if it was not for the support of our dear principal, Dr. Geeta Ibrahim, our management of the Nirmala Niketan Institute, the Department of Foods, Nutrition and Dietetics for providing us the Zoom platform, especially Mrs. Sheetal Joshi, who's here to help us. The members of the Diet Counseling Committee, Dr. Veena Yadi, Mrs. Vibha Hasija, Dr. Minelli Rodrigues, Ranjana Hardal, our student members, Simran Vichare, Radhia Ujjainwala, Ankita Manna, Sara Kalinawala, Maitri Dharod, Akansha Gaikwad, Dharmi Shah, and Drishti Shah. So before we begin, we have our principal, Dr. Geeta Ibrahim, with us, who I would request to share a few words before we begin. Principal ma'am, we would like you to...
Yeah. Good morning to all of you, and a very warm welcome. And thank you, Fatima, for such a lovely introduction and explanation of this day of celebrating the commemoration of International Yoga Day. It's really wonderful to have the Diet Counseling Cell of the College of Home Science, Nirmala Niketan, with all the dynamic staff, faculty, and students who are always, looking and doing their best to bring yoga and spirituality and, different types, modes of exercise and counseling, diet counseling for better health of all. And I congratulate them and thank them for organizing this, though it is, of course, it's a commemoration. The day, International Yoga Day, as we all know, is celebrated on 21st of June, and rightfully it's also the music day. So well, beautifully coined, Yog Prayog, rhythmic bliss. And what better way, because during this pandemic, how do you celebrate yoga if not in the open, but we do have with celebration or doing yoga with the family, and therefore rightfully coined by Honorable Prime Minister, yoga at home, yoga with family. And very rightfully said, we have our alumni, Nidhi, Kaku, and have I got the names right? Nidhi, Kaku, and Niti, Dhulla, who are going to be taking us through the rhythmic bliss of Bollywood yoga. That's interesting. And there is another part of it as well, where we are going to learn in a short span how to have a rhythmic bliss in our lives with the family. I hope your family is also along with you to take part in this program today. And just to add, I just came across a very beautiful 4 laws of spirituality. I will very briefly quote them. The first law says that the person who arrives is the right person. So I think we have the right persons today. So rightfully selected by the Diet Counseling Cell, who are going to take us through this rhythmic bliss, both Nidhi and Niti. And the second law says what happens is exactly what's supposed to happen. So whether we are celebrating on 21st or whether we are commemorating, the Diet Counseling Cell has done rightfully, and we are commemorating the Yoga Day today. So all the best to all of you. And anytime, the third law says anytime you start is the right time. So once again, I wish Counseling Cell and the wonderful people who have organized this a very blissful morning, a very rhythmic yoga. And I'm sure it's not just for today, but what we learn today is what we are going to take and follow throughout. So once again, good morning and have a nice session. I hope to join you very soon. I have to leave you for a little while because I have to go back for another meeting, but definitely I'll be here because I'm waiting to learn what is Bollywood yoga. I'm very much interested, and I'll try to bring my family along with me as well. So thank you, Fatima, and thank you all the members of the DCC.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was such beautiful words. And thank you for the 3 laws that you've given us. And yes, our academic session wouldn't have started with the yoga without having the International Day of Yoga, which always happens to be the first event or activity that our college celebrates. Yes. And now I would also like to mention our founder principal and remember her on this day, Miss College Galvin. And this time we do not have a support staff, but yes, I would like to mention that normally they are there to help us, and they are also a part of the entire celebration, and they also participate in it. Okay, so I know you all are waiting for the beginning of this session, and pull out your yoga mats, or at least make some space for yourself, and gather your family together with you, and be ready for this session, because I'm telling you it's going to be really great, because we have two very dynamic and talented yoga instructors with us, and both have been students of our college. One is an alumni and the other is currently our student. So I will begin first introducing Niti Dhulla. So I would request Dr. Minelli to please share her profile so that I can introduce her. So are we having a difficulty in sharing?
Yes, the screen sharing option is paused.
Okay, no issues. I know her profile, so I'll just be talking about Niti. So Niti is currently pursuing her PG diploma in dietetics and applied nutrition. She's a gold medalist and has topped her TYBSc from Nirmala Niketan College of Home Science, affiliated to University of Mumbai, from our very own college. She's also practicing yoga since 9 years and has completed a course in environment from the Harvard University. She's a trained and certified yoga instructor in Patanjali Yoga. And I have myself, experienced Bliss, I would say, with her meditation session, which we had during our second yoga session. So I'm sure you're going to have a very good, whatever 15-20 minutes that she's going to perform yoga. So over to you, Niti. So Niti, requesting you to please start the session.
Just a moment. Okay. Yeah. So let me begin by saying a good morning and a very vibrant hello to all of you. Thank you, Ms. Fatima, for such a wonderful introduction. And let me begin by saying a very happy International Yoga Day to all of us. We are in our current times amidst the lockdown. And in this lockdown, there have been so many incidences which have affected us on a mental level. They have been disturbing, they have been disappointing, and at times they have also been heartbreaking. We are a country of 1.3 billion, and 7.5% of our population currently faces mental health concerns. This includes anxiety, feelings of loneliness, feelings of fear, depression, and all of this together, when we look at it, it's shocking as well as alarming that we really have to boost ourselves, we really have to do something for this. One of the best ways to deal organically and safely with negative thoughts, with negative attitudes, with negative thought processes is to practice yoga. Yoga can help us develop values, traits, and thought processes. Now, when I say thought process, you are going to ask me, what kind of a thought process does yoga help to develop? I would reply that yoga helps to develop a thought process which is positive, which is optimistic, which is rational. And this is the kind of mindset that we need in current times wherein we are faced with situations, faced with difficult times. That's why such a rational thought process is very important. When we develop a rational thought process, we build a stronger mind. With a stronger mind comes a stronger body. And yoga itself is about union of mind and body. Let me give you a few examples of how yoga helps to develop a thought process. In yoga, one of the most important aspects that's being practiced in India as well as abroad is asana. So while we practice asana, there are some asana wherein we bend forward, there are some asanas where we bend backward, some asanas where we twist, some asanas where we stay still. So talking about forward bending asanas, they help to build amongst us, to build within us the attitude of being down to earth. They teach us how to let go. And whenever we do a forward bend, we should always focus on our breathing and exhale. When we exhale, we let go of things that we have curbed within us, of emotions and thoughts that we've curbed within us. And when we let go, we develop a stronger mind, we develop a more happy, positive mind. In the same way, in terms of backward bend help us to open up our body. And when we open up our bodies, we inhale. We inhale, we build power within us. We build self-confidence within us. We improve and boost upon our energy levels. We improve upon self-esteem. So anybody who has an issue in terms of being lesser confident or a little issue with esteem, if they practice practice backward bending asanas, this is something that they can inculcate. When I talk about twist, in life, when we are moving on a straight path, we have our plans in place. But whenever life throws lemons at us and we need to take a twist, that's when this twisting asanas help us. They allow us to accept a condition as it is, to accept a situation however it is, and specifically to mold ourselves with the changing times. And that's extremely important in the current setup. When I talk about asanas wherein we stay straight, we are straight in terms of our body, in terms of our spine. Such kind of asanas help us to develop a kind of balance between this choice or that choice, balance and steadiness between opportunities, whether to go for this or to go for that. So to develop a kind of good and strong decision making skills, this asana, the ones wherein we sit straight, for example sukhasana or a padmasana or a vajrasana, these kind of asanas will help with developing decision making, balance and steadiness. And also not to forget that these are the asanas which help us in doing pranayam, or these are the ones which are preferred when we do pranayam. Okay, so now that we have a kind of gist of the breathing patterns and the asanas, let's move forward and condition ourselves, bring ourselves to a position wherein we are ready to go and set ourselves in motion. So I would request all of you to close your eyes for a minute and let's take a journey, a peaceful journey to a place where we all really want to be in. So close your eyes and breathe in gently. Inhale deeply and slowly, and exhale deeply and slowly. Make sure that you count the number of seconds that you take while you inhale, and do the same while you exhale. Imagine yourself in a forest on a path where there is nobody else. You are looking at tall trees all around. See how their leaves are swaying left to right in motion. Try and listen to the voice of the leaves. Now you are slowly moving forward. And as you move forward, you can experience the grass touching your feet. The grass at the moment is wet, and it gives you a kind of tingling feeling when you touch it. You move forward, and suddenly you look up. As you look up, you see blue, clear sky. And from the left-hand side, the sun is gradually getting covered with gray clouds. The clouds are moving. They are in a fast pace. And as they reach right above you, they start showering tiny droplets of rain. The droplets are touching your skin, and it's a weird kind of a feeling. You have the feeling of joy, you have the feeling of letting go, and you are experiencing how the tiny droplets are drenching your clothes. But you don't stop, you keep moving. As you are moving, you see that just a few steps ahead, you can see a lake. The water in the lake is absolutely still, but with raindrops falling, there are depressions being created in the water of the lake. You move ahead and you see two swans in the water. They are white. They are fluttering their wings. You go ahead and you sit down on the side of the lake. You make sure that you are dipping your feet in the water. And as you dip your feet into the water, you close your eyes. Each droplet falling on your face is gently sliding down. Experience the feeling of the rain droplets. Now, you stand up again and you start moving forward. You are moving away from the pond now, and you happen to find a hut. The hut is made of wood. There are wooden branches lining the hut. It has a very small entry, and you see a lady sitting at the door of the hut. Just like you, She's experiencing the rain. You move forward. You greet her. And from there, you start moving ahead. All this while, you were breathing deeply, gently, and slowly. Let's all open our eyes and move forward in today's session, that's of Vinyasa Yoga. We'll begin with the warm up first and then move in towards the asana. It will be a rhythmic flow from one asana to another. We will not be stopping, we will go in one flow. So I request Sheetal ma'am to please show us the video that we have recorded prior.
Is extremely important while doing any neck exercise. Now taking towards the
Nidhi, is this from the beginning?
Sheetal, it is visible. Can you start it from the beginning and
That's
make it?
what, that's what. I'm just doing that. One second. Just give me a... Just a minute, Niti. I'll just start.
Yes.